life, the more you live it, you really do get an opportunity to understand more because you see more, but you also you get involved with more things, man. And even if you do it on a slow pace, eventually you're going to gather some more things that's going to take you to another level of thinking,
Yeah.
take you to a higher conscious in your mind. You want to know something different and more. And there's some people that don't care. They just where they at, that's where they want to be. But we didn't teach that, so you
No,
guys didn't learn that.
it was more elevating and elevate yourselves, your mind, spirit, you know, other people if you can. It was never negativity negativity being taught. You know, that's what I think was good about just our whole upbringing. They try to teach the most positivity, which most black kids don't see.
And be responsible and response able. Like he was really a child advocate in terms of the future. And so it's always funny when everybody talk about not having a job, and I'm like, oh yeah, he did. He had a big ass job.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, he was very very much a mature voice on the show.
Yeah, yeah. But he'll be missed. Love
Yeah,
Tommy.
yeah.
Tommy Wild.
Yeah, rest in peace.
But I'm gonna tell you now,
What you got?
that blank up there in that right hand corner gonna be a problem,
Yeah,
ain't it?
it might. Should we just get rid of
Because
it?
it keeps grabbing my attention. I'm like, what the hell is blanking? But let it go.
Are you sure?
Man, I don't know what to tell you because
Yeah,
All right, let's rewind back.
Yeah.
We watched the
Yeah.
clip earlier.
if we need it.
at the, about another
At the
10
end.
You got casted for The Last Dragon. and you learned a lot of things
Yeah.
during that casting. Can you break that down for us?
So I was new. I was a newbie to the game, and back then you used to have like a lot of different. The process was longer, right? Because you would audition, and then you would get a call back, and then you would get like a second call back, and then you go to the producer session, and then so it was like a lot, right?
Tournament style.
Different,
Right.
different. You got to be a different animal, and you had to win the room over every time. Long story short, that was one of the
That's
first things I
crazy.
learned on how to audition and how to.
We don't think about the different stages that it takes to get to the biggest level of even just trying to start. They just think it is easy to do just because they see it, they get a camera in front of them and they can do it. A lot of people talk like Godfrey was talking about Shannon Sharp. Influencers on all these different platforms think that they can come up and do certain things like stand up comedy, and then they get up there and realize they don't have a routine.
Mm.
They can't do it.
Mm-mm.
And it was just 5-10 minutes. So they got to go up there and control the whole room, and half of them don't know how to do that. You got people out here that's trying to do actual acting, and you have people that make student films and don't get recognized because you have people that are acting silly on the internet, and I'll just say that are getting bigger chances than these other folks.
That is a true statement. And it's crazy too because I know I keep hearing the same thing that you're talking about. I hear comedians talk about how people think that they can do this job. And I will say this, uh, it's not that easy.
Mm-mm.
But like he's saying, first of all, you got to have a knack and a gift to do this because you got to have timing, and your timing got to be in your head. It's got to be something that you got to be able to just feel. And I know we talk about this a lot because I've done stand up a little bit, and so I didn't particularly not like it, but it was different because you got to be a different cat, man. I mean,
Mhm.
because you got to really look at people. You got to understand what you're looking at, and people snaring and looking at you because they want you to start off with stuff, and then you got to know how to hit with the hard thing and smooth it, and then hit again. You got to know how to keep the people going.
Yeah,
And just
most
like
people
we
don't know
said in
how
the
to
one
keep that.
video that we did, there's only so many laughs in a room. You can't have people just sitting for 2 or 3 hours and just joke after a while they get tired of laughing.
Yeah, some people get tired of that. Like
Yeah, I would.
Like you just sitting there laughing.
Yeah. Now, damn it, Mark, can't you do something else? Because hell, I'm tired of laughing. You done
But
bust my
it's not
gut.
even about the laughing. Like sometimes people come for the storyline, the punchline, the whole setup, everything. Like some people come for certain jokes that they hear comedians do, and they'll hear that joke and hear him tell it differently and be like, you know what, I like that version better.
Speaking of jokes, the lady went to the doctor,
Oh,
and she went to the doctor. She said, Doctor, I got a problem. He said, Well, ma'am, you look like you're really upset. Said, Give me a minute because I got somebody else, and then I'll come back out and check it. So he went in and did what he had to do. He came back. He said, Okay, how can I help you? She said, Well, she said, every time me and my husband get intimate, I start breaking wind. He said, You do? He said, Yeah, I start breaking wind. He said, Okay, well, wait a minute. This is what I need you to do. He said, Go in the next room, take your clothes off, put on the gown. He said, I'll be in there in a minute, and we'll start the examination. So while he was doing that, he went out in the hallway to get a sip of water and runs into this other person that was getting ready to come in to be a patient. It was a guy. So that guy said, Oh, Doc, I'm glad to see you. He said, I came here, he said, because I want to talk to you. He said, Now, he said, What's wrong? He said, Because I got to get back in. He said, Listen, he said, I'm having a problem. He said, You having a problem? He said, Yeah. He said, Every time me and my wife was together, I have to sing, Hold That Tiger. He said, Oh man, he said, I tell you what, he said, I got somebody already waiting. He said, But go in the back room, put on the gown, get naked first, put on the gown. He said, and I'll be right in there. So a few seconds went by, he realized that, you know what? I just sent him in that room with that woman, told her to take his clothes off. Man, let me go in there and stop that. So he runs to the room and he got ready to go to the and open up the door and he hear, Hold that tiger. Anyway, that was the joke. Now y'all better laugh or this centipede beside you. Hold that tiger. Hold that tiger.
whatever. And it came down between me and the cat that was playing Richie originally. And
You'll catch
there
on
was
an
like
hour
um, they said they had some other roles they wanted me to look at, and I was like, cool. So they eventually brought me back for this other role. But that was the first time that I realized you could end up on like the cutting room floor because we had a whole scene. I was just happy to be a part of the thing, you know what I'm saying? And we had a whole scene going on,
from now. That
and
shit, drop it on the floor.
you see the movie, and everything is gone before that. And then now you just see me helping him out the trash can, like, you all right, Rich? I don't even know if that made it. It's like in the background.
I don't remember.
I think you see my mouth moving, but you don't see the words coming out.
Right.
But that was the first time I learned, like, yo, you can end up on the cutting room floor. A lot of people in the movie were related. And then you'd be like, oh, so they got the job. Oh, that's called nepotism. Okay. Stuff like that. But that was also my first experience, like, doing a movie. And that's the first time my name was on the screen, on the big screen. So my mom was happy.
That's fire.
You know
That
what I
was
mean?
the first time, and that movie's iconic.
Man.
So,
came out,
like,
like,
what
in
was
the
it like
80s.
when it was
My
out?
first movie was
Your-
Abe Lincoln in Illinois. I played a slave. I wasn't good at it.
What?
I played a slave.
You said you wasn't good at it.
No, I was not.
Okay, so
First of all,
what was your
I was
scripting?
playing the part of a slave, and this was back in the 70s, and I had all kinds of hair, and I had real curly hair, and I had a lot of it. And did no slave wear no hat, and then they wanted me to wear this hat all pulled down over my head, and I would brim it up and everything. They was like, no, 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 Woody. No, they thought I couldn't understand it because they was speaking their accent because they was Italian. He said, no, 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 Woody, 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 no, no, no. You come in, look like this. I said, look like this. Man, shit. So they said, action. I would walk up and be pimping. Like I had a little limp to me, looking dead at the white boy. I ain't supposed to be looking at me because he's supposed to be the slave. What it is they was moving to another part of the country, and they was trying to debate whether or not to take me, the favorite slave, with them. I played a
Debating whether
Nigerian gun runner too one time.
to debate whether to take their favorite slave. Why would that? Never mind.
Yeah, man. I mean, I played a lot of parts, man,
That's
and it
crazy though.
was fun. Some of it,
Man, some people don't understand like
a lot
being
of work
behind
too,
a
man.
camera, trying to remember a script. It's
That's in
tough.
Italian,
Or
but you see,
Spanish, or
or English,
for our
yeah.
case, Old English. I'm trying to read any of that stuff and not knowing what it means. You do it.
A lot of
Like
people don't.
Cam Newton told Skip Bayless, you do it. If it's so easy for the people out there that always think that they can do
I
everything.
don't think he on anymore. Is
Who?
Skip,
I don't be
or
looking
he's looking
for him.
for somebody, and he can't find him. He can't
Man,
find
I
his
don't
name.
be looking for him.
Yeah, but
I'm looking for Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco.
them two crazies there. I like. That's why we broke this like that.